What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 2 of the YPTV EXP podcast, filmed here in EXP World 2.0. We have an incredible guest today, Mr. Paul Conti. Larry, why don't you tell us a little bit about this amazing guest that we scored?
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome, everybody. Today, like Andrew was saying, we have Paul Conti. Ran into Paul, I guess maybe about a month ago, doing a seminar down there in Fort Myers area. Ton of energy, as you guys will see. He showed up early today and is, we had to tell him, slow it down, like you're not on camera yet. He's just always locked and loaded, ready to go. A ton of awesome ideas, lead generation techniques and business strategy sort of stuff and good stuff too. Everything that he spoke of in person at the seminar, I had never heard of. I had never generated a lead from. And so that's why, I reached out to him, asked him to come join us. And, with that, Paul, come on out.
There we go.
There he is.
Welcome.
Where do I go?
Great. Head on over to the stage here, bud.
Welcome to the future, Mr. Conti.
Come on now. This is great. This is actually great.
So to kick us off, I want to let you guys know, you listeners, in the 20 minutes that I got the chance to talk to Paul before we started recording, I have literally learned more and been more fired up about real estate than I have been in a while. So you guys are going to love this. Paul, you're a hell of a speaker. So you tell us, what is it that you're trying to get out of being on this call today? What can you give to young professionals?
So the intention, 100% intention, would be to bring a contribution of value to show you all how to make money. If I don't achieve that, throw me off the stage. I'm not worthy of your time for this podcast. Quite honestly, folks, listen, you have to value your time. I'll show you how to do that in one moment. But with that being considered, frame every environment you go into. Frame, literally, like I'm being framed here, which is amazing. Frame the environment. When I say that, why are you here? What are you coming here for? From my perspective, I see myself as a perspective coach and a business strategist. I'm going to alter your perspective as mine has been altered with this environment, right? So I'm loving this. This is right in line with at least a different perspective. But the idea is I got involved in real estate to make money, period. And any environment that I go into is a gift from God. I believe that everything is, and when I treat it as such, it becomes. So this environment, I'm showing up to give value, to make you guys money, and to show you how to make money in ways you're not doing now. When I honor my word, it would make sense that someone that is a business owner, as a real estate professional, you are a CEO. You are a business owner. You are an employer, not an employee. That is a mental bridge we must understand the differences of. Meaning, an employer hires people, surrounds himself with people that grows the company and the mindset of the people in the organization. An employee does not have that mindset. An employee is going to do a job. They don't have the mental faculties to do what I just shared with you. The distinction is important because most real estate professionals do not see themselves as the owner of a corporation. So we must start there, recognizing that we own a company. We own a company. And the first order of business when you own a company is to assemble a board of directors. The obligation of the board of director is to see the growth of the company before their own. That would go against our selfish, independent thought process. Me, what's in it for me? I. No, we don't do that, right? We're assembling a board of directors. I'm going to give you a very, very basic example, right? As you see yourself as an employer, the CEO of a corporation, here's how I want you to visually see this. Even if you have to close your eyes for a moment to do it. The reason I would do that is because visually I don't want any distractions. And if you close your eyes, we limit those distractions, anything in the room, right? So we close our eyes for a second and we see ourselves as the owner of a corporation. We're sitting at our board table and we have a whole bunch of people sitting at the board table. These are board members. If you earn from me, you're going to learn from me. If you earn from me, you're going to learn from me. So what that means is this. If you make money from me personally or professionally, you're going to learn how to do the same thing for me. I want you to match my energy. I'm not talking about public speaking in the metaverse. I'm talking about match my energy for growth and opportunity and contribution. I mean, think about this for a second, right? I was speaking with Andrew and Jacob earlier before the podcast started. I already thought it started, so I was running, right? So I'm running the baby. So I'm talking to these guys, and I'm thinking, okay, gentlemen, tell me how much business you closed last year. Here's a perfect example how we're going to dovetail into the board of directors. They closed 8 deals. 7 of them came from their team leader, who's a phenomenal person in the veteran space. So they're working the veteran angle. And that team leader generated business and handed it to Jacob and Andrew, and they did a great job to finish that out. And 1 deal last year was generated by an open house they did together. Love that, right? My question is this. At this very moment, we're going to learn something. We're going to marry data with possibility. Data with possibility. I'm going to show you how to assemble your board of directors. The data tells us this, folks. Right now, based on my question to Jacob and Andrew, none of their business is coming from probate attorneys. None of their business is coming from estate planners. Let's just put that aside for a second, make note. Why? Why? If they're not giving business to a probate attorney, they're not going to get business from a probate attorney. Wait, I want business from an estate planner. They kind of do the same thing. I want that business. What business do they do? Well, this is what I'm teaching you. You're going to make money. So think about this. 70% of American households do not have a will, no durable power of attorneys, no financial or medical directives. 70%. Folks, Google it. You know everything you read online is true. Take it from 2 or 3 different sources. The data will tell us something. The data doesn't need to ring true for you. The data tells us something. I pair data with possibility. Possibility is infinite. I'm not constrained by the data. So I take the data and I put it into this infinite possibility bucket. What can I do with that? Well, Paul Conti is going to say, what if you did this? What if you contacted each one of those 8 people that you closed and asked them this simple question? Aside from the dogs, the kid, and the house, I forgot to ask you, closed client who loves me. Did you update your will when you went to settlement? 70% of the closed clients will say, no, I don't have one. And then we educate, we empower, we teach our client the value of a will. We might even reference Aretha Franklin, James Gandolfini. The list goes on of how many people die without one. Insane. And the only people that make money then are the attorneys. And the family's left in a lurch. And they've got to go through the state. And it's a disaster. A disaster. So what I'm going to say to you, listen to this real carefully. Don't be afraid. Listen. If you want to sell more real estate, stop acting like a realtor.
Mm-hmm. Love that.
Think about this comment, folks. And I'm going to dovetail this into how we are programmed. God gave this to us. This is a program. I'm a coder. Not as good as Bill Gates. I'm a coder. I'm going to write code. I'm going to teach you something. This was already written in you by God. Listen to this. We were given this mechanism called fight or flight. Fight or flight. We all have it. When we are threatened, we run or we fight back. Those are our 2 options. Run or fight. If you ever watch this show called America's Funniest Videos, I want you to think about it. Watch the show, man. Listen to me. The 2-year-old kid comes around the corner of the kitchen with chocolate cake all over his face. Mommy approaches him and says, Johnny, did you eat that chocolate cake? And Johnny says, no, Mommy, I didn't. He's got the chocolate cake all over his face, folks. He's lying. The 2-year-old is lying. How did he know to do that? Because it was built in him. He can't fight Mommy back. She's a giant. He can't run. His legs are tiny. So what is he going to resort to? He's got to lie. And it's obviously and hysterically a lie. But here's what I'm going to teach you very carefully and precisely. If you want people to react differently towards you, you've got to act differently towards them. Here's the example. What if the same story, Johnny comes around the corner with chocolate cake all over his face, and Mommy comes around the corner with chocolate cake on her face, and she says, Johnny, I love this chocolate cake. Didn't you? Johnny's going to agree because he's not being threatened. The reason I share that with you is because Johnny's reacting differently to Mommy because Mommy acted differently towards Johnny. This has everything to do with real estate and yet nothing to do with it. How does that help you sell a house or buy a house? Your buyers or sellers are doing nothing but reacting to you. You're in control, not them. The tail does not wag the dog. But at times, we as real estate professionals believe that it does because we lack something. Confidence creates compliance. Confidence creates compliance. If you are not confident and display that, they will respond to you accordingly. So if they're not falling in line, it's because they're not compliant, because you're not confident. So I use that example to get into your head to help you understand the mechanism of the communication skills we need to elevate ourselves to get more real estate sales, which has nothing to do with real estate sales. It's how the brain makes decisions. How are we neurologically charged? How do we make decisions neurologically, not practically or rationally? So I give you that example to then dovetail that in how we apply it to real estate. We'll do those role plays another time. By the grace of God, these gentlemen will have me back, and we can literally role play how you should be communicating with your buyer. Role play exactly how you should communicate with your seller to increase your conversion rates. As I talk to you about this stuff, I'm now going to go all the way back to the board of directors, thinking about the idea if these guys called their 8 clients back, let's just do the data. 8 clients, 70% of American households don't have a will. That means they've got 5 clients. 5 people of the 8. Now think about this. They were given something by their team leader. If I'm the team leader, I want to see you build upon what I gave you. Don't sit there with your hand out waiting for the next one. Build on that. If you're not being taught how to build on that, that's what the heck you're here for. So I'm going to take the 8 you gave me and I'm going to build an empire. Watch. I have 5 people of the 8 that closed that do not have a will. No durable power of attorney, no life estate, nothing. They know the importance, they just don't know where to turn. Don't worry about that. Andrew, Jacob, I got a guy. I don't even have to be Italian. I got a guy. You said, I got a guy. I got a girl. I don't care who you got somebody. At this moment, they may not, because they are young professionals and they don't understand the value of that because they might not have children yet. How amazing would that be? Wait, Holy, you're starting to say I can become a very confident speaker on the value of the estate planning needs to my customers who only saw me as a realtor who opened and closed the door and got the settlement on time. That's exactly what I'm talking about. If you want more real estate, stop acting like a realtor, and the people will respond differently and accordingly. But that comes with posture. Practice makes money, baby. And over time, with rehearsal, you'll become more confident. So the idea now is, can you imagine? Let's just visualize this for a second. Let's assume, Eden, are you with us? Can you talk? I just see a face up on the screen.
She I think she can or can't. She's recording this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who's just talking to me now?
That's
No.
Andrew.
Andrew. Let's play, Andrew. You ready?
Yes.
Andrew is an estate planner. Spent many years in attorney school. He's now an attorney. He helps people with their life estate. He helps people get wills, durable power of attorneys. At his particular point in his life, he may not fully understand the power of that. And I would say, you know what I would do? Instead of spending time farming a territory, I would invest. I don't spend, I invest. And what do we want from our investments? A return. When you spend, it's an expense. So I teach this thing called dirty words. Dirty words, not just the real estate in general. Spend is an expense. Invest, I expect a return. And if I don't get a return on my investment, I stop doing it. So now, what if I spent 10 minutes a day doing a Google search, learning about the value of a will, life estate, durable power of attorneys, medical directives? What if I invested 10 minutes into an estate planner's world? Can you imagine, Andrew, I'm calling you because I was recommended to you by my title rep. And the title rep said he loves you and he loves me. And I'm calling Andrew and I'm saying, Andrew, my name is Paul Conti. And I have customers for you, Andrew. And I'm going to give them to you, Andrew. I have right now in my possession 5 clients that need wills, durable power of attorneys, and medical directives. None of them have them. I like to give all 5 clients to you. Andrew, do I have your attention?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Let's reverse that for a second. Andrew's the realtor. I'm the estate planner. Andrew, hi, Paul Conti, estate planner. Listen, dude, every year I have about 10 to 12 clients that pass away, and they need me to help them sell their house. Could you handle another 10 to 12 listings this year?
Oh, I'd be honored to help you.
I have Andrew's attention, people. Listen to me. You're looking for something you already have. Think about this. How do I already have it? They close 8 deals. So I would say, you know what? You got 8 days. I don't want you to work too hard, gentlemen. You got 8 days. I want you to make 1 call a day. It's called the 1-call strategy. I don't want to overtax realtors. I know we're a little bit lazy. We don't want to make too many calls. 1 call, gentlemen. 1 call. Call 1 closed client. How's the dog? How's the kids? How's the house? Wonderful, Mary. I forgot to ask you, Mary, did you update your will after settlement? You didn't? No. Listen, don't worry about it. I got my buddy John. He's phenomenal. The guy is phenomenal. He helps all of our clients protect their family, their assets, their stuff. We don't want the government taking any more than they already do. I'm going to have John give you a call within 24 hours, and then I'm going to call you back after that. Tell me how much you love John. The guy's going to blow your mind. See you, Mary. What if those guys did that? 1 call a day for 8 days. You're not farming a territory. You're cultivating the fertile soil you stand on. I don't have to look for a buyer or seller. The estate planner has them. So you mean to tell me, Paulie, if I help the estate planner grow their platform with business they would have never had in a million years, had I not expended the energy and intention to contribute, that they would then possibly give me the people that are passing away. I mean, folks, listen, you've seen the estate sales in your town. Why isn't your name on the listing? Because the estate planner is not thinking of you, because you're not thinking of him. It's very simple. It's a simple equation. So now we learn how to establish a partnership with a board member, someone that is going to earn from you. If you earn from me, you're going to learn from me. So instead of me farming a territory, spending money on leads, I mean, the gentleman said, this year we're going to grow through open houses. I paid attention. This is a gift for me. Andrew and Jacob, they were a gift to me. Lawrence was a gift to me. This environment is a gift to me. The more I take care of my gifts, amazingly, the more gifts I get. Think about that. Who wants to keep giving gifts to people that don't take care of them? Think about it. So I'm going to take care of these gifts. I'm going to help these gentlemen make some money. So he said, we're going to grow our platform. We're going to do more open houses. We're going to buy leads, and we're going to do social media. I would say, you know what? Before you buy leads is that's a dirty word. Dirty word, dirty. Listen, we chase leads. We cultivate Seeds. Seeds grow. Seeds give back, people. It's a seed you're investing in, not a lead. That's a 4-letter, dirty word. Don't use it. I'll yell at you. I'm not your boss. I'm your buddy. I'm trying to help you make money. So we want to see everything as a seed because a seed grows and gives back. Here, I'll correlate this to your brain. This is super simple. Follow me on this picture. A garden. Everybody knows what a garden looks like. And if you took a tomato seed and planted the tomato seed, do we all agree that if I watered it and fertilized it every day, it would grow into a tomato plant? Does everybody agree with that, yes or no?
Yes.
Great.
If I did not water or fertilize that tomato seed, do we all agree it would probably die?
Yes.
How about this? If you do nothing to your garden, do not look at it, do not water it, do not fertilize it, don't till it. If you do nothing to your garden, what do you think will grow? Weeds.
Weeds.
Think about weeds with a W, weeds. Weeds will overtake your garden. Think about that. I teach everybody, let's grow like a weed and think like a seed. Weeds will overtake your garden. You will not only not have a tomato plant there, you'll have a million weeds. I'm going to equate this to your brain. If you don't water and fertilize your brain with the proper nutrients every day, food, words, video, books, it will die. And the weeds will take over. That's the negative filth that we allow in because we didn't water and fertilize the garden every day. Every day, God gave you this beautiful gift of this brain. All he asks is that you water and fertilize it with good, healthy nutrients. And when you do that, you will be rewarded. The garden, the brain, will reward you. If you do not, the filth will take over, and it'll be nothing but weeds. So now, to just give you that perspective, that visual, to help you understand, I'm going to invest one phone call a day. I'm going to communicate with a closed client. I'm going to ask them those questions, and I'm now going to go through my book of 8, and after 8 days, I probably have 4, 5, or 6 clients that need a will. That gives me the ammunition, the fuel, to start my new partnership off. Eddie Estate Planner, I got clients for you. I'm holding 4 clients, 5 clients, 6 clients that need you right now. They need a will. They need durable power of attorneys. Listen, before I would invest money in leads, dangerous, it's a cycle, you'll get trapped. I would invest in seeds. I would cultivate the fertile soil I stand on. You already have the business. You have the buyers and sellers. You know who's holding them? The estate planner. Paul Conti, a mortgage guy, is teaching you how to get listings. Listings. Think about that. I'm providing authentic education to help you grow a business. It is not so self-serving. It is for the growth of the corporation. I'm going to take a breath, and I'm going to ask anybody to ask me some questions or to elaborate on what I'm sharing with you.
Holy smokes. That was amazing. I feel like
Thank you. Ask me a question. Come on now. Think about this. Like, take inventory. Gentlemen, I'm going to show you how to grow a business. I know we're with EXP, right? And you make money when agents come under you passively. Oh, my gosh, I'm going to earn. What is it, like 93% of them don't make a nickel? Because agent attraction doesn't work. Agent attraction, from my perspective, is this. Production paired with efficiency. Production paired with efficiency. When I talk to other realtors, I ask them, how much business have you closed from your estate planner? 0. You mean to tell me your broker didn't teach you that? Your team leader didn't teach you that? You will soon start dating me when I get you to divorce your current spouse. So we can create this agent attraction, but I don't profess to create it in the way that's being taught now because it doesn't work. The data tells us that it doesn't work. So what do? You got to tweak the data. And we start asking questions people can't answer. They become receptive to your direction. So you mean today, if I make one phone call to a closed client, I may generate an opportunity for an estate planner? You will. The data tells us you will. You know what I would do, because you all are young on this call? I'd go to your parents first. Hey, Mom, Dad, who helped us with our will? Oh, Andrew, we don't have one. I love it. That's awesome, Mom. You don't care enough about us. This is wonderful. I'm going to help us get protected. You got your first client for an estate planner. Come on. I go to my uncle. I go to my aunt. I go to my grandparents. I go to anybody and take a survey. It would be easier if you went to your closed clients, because something that I teach, quite honestly, folks, is FFFL, flexing friendly financial leverage. When someone makes money from me, I have leverage. Not blackmail like Italian style from New Jersey. I'm talking about leverage. I love you enough to contribute to your family and your business. Do you love me enough to contribute to my family and my business? Flexing financial friendly leverage is powerful, because I don't go to strangers to try and get business. I go to the people that make money from me for business. So now when you start to think about that, let's take 60 seconds and literally on a piece of paper, write down everybody that you can think of personally and professionally that makes money from you. Take 60 seconds. I'm going to put it on my phone timer. 60 seconds. That's all I'm looking for. Personally and professionally, who makes money from you? Go. We're at 20 seconds. Personally and professionally. I'll help you a little bit. You got a hairdresser or a barber. You got a title company. Homeowner's insurance agent. Accountant. I'm giving you some hints. Here's some hints. 40 seconds. Mm. 10 seconds to go. You're done. You literally just took 60 seconds today to say, I'm going to develop the blueprint for my corporation. Your blueprint. Anybody, just tell me a name that you wrote down there. Anybody.
My local cafe, the one I go to all the time for work.
Does the manager or owner know you?
Yes.
So you go there and spend money?
Every week.
Every week. So the thought process is, how are you attempting to build a business with them?
Yeah.
What have you done? And if you've done nothing, it's okay.
So it's funny you say it. Literally, the last time I was in there, I almost, and I wish I didn't say almost, but brought in a stack of business cards and flyers that I've created about my business, and just introduced myself as a realtor rather than just Andrew who orders a medium drip with sugar and milk. So, because she does not know that I'm a realtor. You know, I haven't had that discussion with her yet.
Okay. But you know her. She knows you.
Yes.
Okay. So let's talk collectively as a group, right? We're on a little collaborative call right now. Let's think about this for a second. So as one of your board of directors, Paul Conti, earning a seat at your table, what I do is I ask you, hey, if you're contributing to that person's family and business, folks, don't get this twisted. People say this all the time, which is, in my perceptive world, because my perspective is a little bit different, it's just business, Paul. It's just business. I couldn't disagree more. Because when Larry gives me a buyer, which he has done, he said to me, Paul, I would like to help your family. Paul, I would like to help your business and your bank account. That's exactly what I heard. He didn't say it. That's what I heard, because that's what he did. When you all close a deal, you were able to provide for your families, of which you may or may not have at this point. Conceptually, understand that. When I close a buyer, I'm able to feed my family. Folks, there's nothing more personal than that. Nothing. This isn't business. This is personal. And if I'm going to contribute to your family and your business and bank account, all that I ask is that you'd be interested in doing the same for me. Are you interested? No. Goodbye. How could you possibly keep funding somebody else's family and business when they've displayed no intention to help you? That's a breakdown in your corporate structure. You've got an employee that's doing whatever the hell they want to do, and you're letting them get away with it. Not here, baby. Come on now. That's not fair. Dare I use the word fair? It's inappropriate in business. The employees don't do what they do. The employer tells them what he needs them to do. So from my perspective, the question I'd be asking is, how has the manager of that cafe or the owner of that cafe contributed to the growth of your business? Well, they haven't. And Larry is teetering on the idea, if it was Larry, I don't know who responded, is teetering on the idea of leaving business cards there with a letter or something to the effect of showing, hey, I'm a realtor. I said earlier in the call, and I'll say it many times, quite honestly, you need to hear it 7 times before it resonates in your brain. If you want more real estate, stop acting like a realtor. If you're about to leave your cards somewhere, think about it. Are there other real estate cards there? Or would other realtors think of doing the same thing? The answer is yes, you know that. So you can't do that. You're not allowed to do that, right? Well, what do we do differently? Holy says, don't work harder or smarter. That's insanity. Be more efficient with what you're already doing and think differently. How do you do that? You must employ somebody that does, because if it doesn't come naturally, you hire the coach that gives you that perspective. So the idea now, from my perspective, is this. Think about this, everybody. Do you believe the manager or owner of that cafe wakes up in the morning thinking about her business and her bank account, or Larry's business and Larry's bank account? Who do you think she wakes up and thinks about?
I think she thinks about mine. I know it's not the truth, but
we'd like to think that. But probably and more than likely, she's more concerned about her bank account and her business than yours. So now here's the approach. Whose bank account and whose business do you think you should be thinking about when you're about to communicate with her? Hers or yours?
Theirs.
Hers. Correct. What every realtor does is they think about theirs. Let me hand you my cards. Here are my flyers. When somebody thinks about buying or selling, send them to me. I know, because the last time I went to order cookies, I asked the manager if they had a good realtor. Come on. I need you to think about that. It doesn't work. Don't waste your breath or energy and go home. Don't go home and tell your spouse, oh man, I just gave the bakery owner a lot of my flyers. I know the business. No, it's not going to come in. It ain't going to work. Because the last time you went to a bakery, did you ask them for a financial advisor? Did you ask them for an attorney? You said, give me a dozen cookies, baby. You didn't do that stuff. So what makes you think people are going to the bakery owner for a realtor? They're not.
Man.
Am I saying this right or wrong? You laughing at me or with me?
I'm laughing at myself now. I feel like I'm thinking from a third person perspective now. I'm like, sure, that was dumb. What were you thinking?
I got to get you outside of yourself. And one of the ways that we do it is through these collaborative conversations and hitting that bell again. If you want more real estate, stop thinking like a realtor. So I don't expect you to have the answer for this, so I'm going to teach it to you. One of the things that I would do is I would meet with that manager or owner on the side, privately, when it's slowed down, when I can get their attention. I'm eyeball to eyeball. And I say to them, listen, I'm in here every week. I'm spending 30, 40, 50 bucks here every week, and I love it. And I tell all my friends and family about it, and I tell every one of my customers about it. And you know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to invest more in your business. I'm going to tell you that every single month I'm going to order $100 worth of cookies. A basket. I don't know what they're doing. I'm making this up, gentlemen, but like a welcome basket. Because here's what I do. I want to give them to all my customers. Customers that are new coming into this town that don't know who you are but love me, they're now going to love you. Because I'm going to take to them a basket of your stuff when we make settlement. I'm going to celebrate their settlement. We're going to do high fives, and I'm going to say, meet me at the bakery. And here's a little sample. Here's $100. I got you covered. Here's your gift. I'm going to promote your bakery more than anybody else has. Do I have the owner's attention?
Yeah.
And by the way, just out of curiosity, owner, manager, I'm a very awesome real estate professional in town. As you can see, I'm in support of local business owners. My question is, would you be interested and willing to learn how to support my business in the same manner I'm supporting yours? And they're going to say yes or no. And if they say yes, the conversation continues. Now we're going to educate, we're going to empower, and we're going to hold them accountable. Now, again, I'm going to go back to this. Do you think people are going to the bakery owner and in between ordering cookies, they're asking for a realtor? We know the answer is no. So throw your damn cards out. They're not relevant here. But what that bakery owner does have is possibly an estate planner. What that bakery owner does have is possibly his sister is a divorce attorney. What that bakery owner has is a financial advisor. What that bakery owner might not have are multiple properties. He's too busy. I might ask him, do you own the real estate that your bakery is renting from? How many properties do you own? One. I'm going to show you how to own multiple. I'm going to blow your mind with how simple it is when you employ someone like me. Do I sound like a realtor now begging for business?
No.
You have to put the needs of the other person ahead of your own, which is what a board of director is supposed to be doing. So the first thing I did was tell them how often I'm here. They know, they see me, we high five, we say hello. They're not going to know me more intimately, how much money I'm spending. I'm not here every week. No, I spend $30, $40, $50. I don't know what the numbers are. Everything's equated to money, folks. I've tried to pay my mortgage with a hug. The mortgage company will not accept it. They want money. Our entire world revolves around money. So I need to equate what I do for you about money. I'm investing $40, $50, $60 a day, a week, whatever it is. And I'm going to do it more. All of my clients moving in, I'm going to give them baskets from you. I'm going to drive more traffic to you. I've set the stage for him to lay down and follow instruction. And if he doesn't, it's the last time I go there. I'm really sorry. You will not see me here again because I cannot possibly continue to support a business that doesn't even want to attempt to support mine. It doesn't make financial sense to me. God bless you. Goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
So when I ask you to take inventory of your business, I'm being very specific. Does that make sense about the cafe and the story and now the visual that we should be seeing in our heads?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Does anybody have a specific question about that? I do not expect you to pull this role play off now. This is one time. These professional football players didn't get to be as good as they are by practicing once. I'm getting in your head. I'm altering your perspective. I'm broadening your perspective. And I'm helping you to see the money is everywhere. We are looking for something we already have. When I teach you how to be a business owner and cultivate your board of directors, you don't have to buy leads. Why do I need to do that? Why the hell do I want to sit and talk to strangers and trying to convince them to talk to me as opposed to the other 8 agents that are calling them? I am better than that. I'm not a beggar, I'm a builder. And I will build your business. And if I don't, you fire me. But when I do, you'll hire me. That's the mindset. And don't use age or time as an excuse. It is your superpower because you bring a fresh perspective that someone 10 years in the business doesn't have. And I just taught you things that people 10 years in the business have never taught you. You bring a fresh perspective nobody else has. It is your superpower. It is not an excuse. It is the reason they will do business with you. It is not an excuse. It is the reason. I need fresh. I need ambitious. I need enthusiasm at a level I haven't experienced before. And when you talk to me differently, I will respond to you differently. That goes back to the child with the cake. Same concept. It's built in us. We already have it.
So how do you create that that dynamic up front? How do you nurture it, or I guess what if it ends up being one-sided or unilateral? You buy the cookies, for sake of example.
Beautiful. Thank you, Larry. Right?
Yep.
I couldn't see who was talking, so I apologize. So think about this for a second. I want you to visualize where we're sitting right now being the dinner table. At the dinner table, you go there to do what?
Eat.
Eat. When you're sitting with the bakery owner, the financial advisor, the hairdresser, et cetera, when you go there, you're sitting at the dinner table, and you don't leave the table until you're fed. You showed up to eat. Don't leave hungry. You don't hope that they do what they say. They're going to do it now because you bought cookies now. You're there every day. Educate, empower, hold accountable. So let's sit and chat for a moment. Let me ask you, just out of curiosity, in your entire family, is there anybody getting married? Can you think of anybody getting married? Any wedding cakes going out now? Anybody getting married? My brother is. Great. Does he already own a home? No. Okay. I'd like to be introduced to your brother because I'm going to help him find his dream home. And I'm someone supporting your business, and this is how you support mine. Nobody's getting married. Out of curiosity, is anybody getting divorced? Folks, prior to the pandemic, the divorce rate was 52% of marriages failed in divorce. After the pandemic, the divorce rate is the highest in history. And with a difficult economy, it's going to get worse. Everybody knows somebody that's getting. The data tells us so. The possibility says, I need an introduction to the person getting divorced that has to sell the house and buy, or I need an introduction to the divorce attorney. That would be more powerful because the divorcing client is a cup of water, and when the transaction's over, the cup is empty, you're unemployed. The divorce attorney is the waterfall. It never stops flowing. The average divorce attorney carries a caseload of about 50 clients, and they're seeing 1 to 2 divorces settle every single month. How are you getting in front of that tsunami? So I don't leave the bakery, the dinner table, until I'm fed. And if they're not willing to display that intention, nor am I. We tend to give, and then get pissed off that they didn't return the favor. I don't do that. I don't waste time. You're either on my board or you're off. Paul Conti shows up every single time giving 100%, altering the lives of the people that he's speaking to by the grace of God with this unique talent, because I'm not schooled nor skilled. This is a gift from God. So if I'm doing it every time, why aren't you? Why aren't you? Why aren't you? Why aren't you? You give everything you've got every single time, because every meeting, every experience, every opportunity is life-altering. And when it's treated as such, it becomes. So I treat everything like it is. And amazingly, it becomes. So I don't go through the motions, and nor should you. So the next time I'm going into that bakery, I'm going in with the intention that I leave there with an opportunity to make money and grow my business. And I will get it from the manager or bakery owner, or they get fired, and I will not be back there again. But you can't do it as a threat, because we run from threats. The 2-year-old example tells us so. You cannot threaten people. It doesn't work. You have to focus on them, because we are selfish. So think about, everybody I talk to is more concerned about their bank account and their business than mine. So I better focus on their bank account and theirs before I ever talk about mine. It is the exact opposite of what we've been taught. You're a realtor, go farm a territory, send your flyers, do your mailers, do your social. I'm like, no. I'm going to talk to somebody that has my clients. I'm going to talk to my accountant who has 300 clients. And over the next 60 days, he's going to speak with 300 clients intimately and knows about their life, their business, their finances, their income. He knows if they're going to buy or sell. He knows who's getting married or divorced. He knows who wants to buy multiple properties, because I've taught him that. He's my board of director. He earns from me. Please tell me somebody wrote accountant on that sheet. Right, accountant, dang it.
All right. I had a question, Paul.
Go ahead.
So we're sometime soon we're going to be starting a Community Heroes where we're going to be doing the same concept for firemen, nurses, and police officers, those kind of people. Mainly just because we care about them and we appreciate what they do. But when we're talking from the difference from the cafe perspective is I go there and I give them business every single day. So is there a different approach to it when I go into the fire station and I say, listen, here's who I am. I just really appreciate you guys. What does that approach look like?
The only difference is money is not going there, but there is a sense of pride and feeling. So as an example, Lara, and everybody please take this away. I may forget what you said, but I'll never forget how you made me feel. I may forget what you said, but I'll never forget how you made me feel. When I walk past a police officer anywhere, I say thank you for your service.
Mm-hmm.
They always smile and say thank you for saying that. Always. I made them smile. I said it sincerely because I actually believe it, but I stop and wait to see their response. And I don't want anything from them. I'm just saying, thank you, dude. Thank you, man. That's a tough gig. Thank you very much for what you do. And I made them smile. You're taking a step further and saying, I want to celebrate you in a way you've probably never been celebrated before. This is what we're thinking of doing for all of you folks. Now, it depends on the underlying theme of what you're doing. So we have to be honest with ourselves. Are we looking to get business from that? Or are we doing it with the intention of getting nothing from that? You have to be honest with yourself. If you want absolutely nothing, then there's nothing to talk about. You're doing it because you're genuinely saying to them, we love you and appreciate you. And honestly, I want nothing from you. Just keep doing what you're doing. We're going to celebrate you. That's beautiful. Rock and roll. Love it. But if you're honest with yourself and you end up saying at the end of that conversation, man, I would love it if they bought or sold a house with me, then you need to put it out there. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not the guy that says you should do things expecting nothing in return. Let me clarify that because it's out of context. We're all gifts from God. We're all here from God. It's beautiful. I love you. I will treat you wonderfully. You are a child of God. But in the game of business, I need to feed my family just like yours. In the game, that's what this is, the game of business. If it's the game of life, I treat everybody with respect and kindness. If it's the game of business, we need to help each other. You guys have to determine why you're actually doing that. I'm not here to do that for you. You got to determine that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That makes sense? Fighting between those two things?
Yes. If my answer to that question, the way I just briefly thought about it, your question would be, am I doing it naturally because I do appreciate them? Yes, I am. As far as if we're going to go into like a business perspective, and I look into it in that lens, I see it as not that I want the business, but that I know that I can save them thousands of dollars by waiving fees because I've teamed up with lenders who care and support it in the same direction that I do. Okay, like I personally will pay for your home warranty. And I don't know if there's a realtor that's going to do that, but I know I will. And so I know I can save you thousands of dollars. So
that's not your intro, correct?
No. I mean, no, the intro is something that's, well, it's just much more sentimental. It's the truth of that. I just appreciate what they do.
So let's do this, Larry. First of all, so this is a big question. Love the question. It's a big question. Let me go back a little bit, right? Let me backpedal and share this with you. When you do something and you make a neurological connection, that is the time where you can receive and match energy.
Okay.
Here's my point. Let's assume I'm saying to the firefighter, the cop, whoever you're speaking to, this is what we plan on doing. I would first of all say do it in numbers, power in numbers, 2 or 3 of you together, smiling faces, charitable hearts, lovely. You're doing all this wonderful stuff. They're so appreciative. Thank you so much. You're not talking money, no dollars and cents, because that clouds the brain. Don't talk the numbers, it clouds the brain. Remember, I might forget what you said to me, but I will not forget how you make me feel. The feeling stays longer. So I want to stay in the feeling spot there. Get this guy or this girl to be smiling from ear to ear, love us, give us a hug, be so appreciative. And then I ask, may I introduce to you what I do for a profession? I know what you do. May I ask for their permission?
Mm-hmm.
You'll find at that moment, they would be very willing to help you. It is not a sell because you made me feel differently. If it's data and dollars for dollars, it's a sale. And you're thinking, I'm going to cut these fees for you. You don't have to. You don't have to. I love you. You're doing something amazing. If you want to do it, Larry, you can. But I'm just saying, you're thinking that they're going to want to pick you because you did something for free for them. I don't want you to do anything for free for me. I don't want you to make less than you deserve. As a matter of fact, I want to help you make more. You did something so amazing for me. Why are we discounting that? Don't discount how you make somebody feel. Most people go through the day and they don't smile all day. And just a nice word, a nice gesture. Watch when you pass people in the street, at the gym, whatever. Just say good morning, hello. Hope you have a great day and walk away. Some people never hear that.
Mm-hmm.
So you're minimizing your value of really doing something profound for these people from your heart by saying, and we're going to do more and cut our fees for you. You don't need to do that, Larry. You can if you want.
That's that was Andrew the whole time.
I'm sorry?
That was Andrew the whole time.
I'm sorry, Andrew. I apologize.
No worries. No worries at all. I'm learning the same way, either way.
Yeah, so remember, we spoke before about the emotional connection. When you
Right.
make it about data, guess what? Somebody else down the street is going to be a little cheaper than you, and they're going to give them a home warranty and buy their washer and dryer. Now it becomes a race to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Who's giving me more? Who's making? It's a feeling, guys. Don't minimize your value by thinking the value has to do with money. If that were the case, there'd be nothing but Walmarts. There wouldn't be swanky steak shops. You wouldn't have a $500 suit on. You'd be wearing a suit from Boscov's for $75. Think about it. We appreciate value, and we pay for it happily. You can do what you want, but I dare you to take a sample of doing it one way and doing it the other way and conduct yourself in a similar manner and see if you have to give up any money. I mean, I'm going to give you this quick example, right? As a matter of fact, Larry, I did this at the Fort Myers event. I think you may not have still been there. There was a photographer in the room. Did any of you write photographer on your list, by the way?
Ooh, no.
Add that.
Yes.
So then my question to all of you, you have all hired a photographer to take photos of your listing appointment. My question is, has that photographer contributed to the growth of your business? The answer is no. I already know it. Don't worry about it. We're getting into the realm of arrogance right now. I know this stuff, right? So my point to you is this. The photographer that's in the room, we're all in the room. There's 5, 6 realtors there and the photographer. And I said to her, so what's your value? You know, great photos, this, that, and the other thing. And she says, and I'm only $250. And I said, why did you tell me that? She said, because everybody wants to know. And I said, I don't. What do you mean? Don't you want to know the cost? No. She didn't know what to say. And the realtors that use her said to her, she cuts us a break. I said, wait a second. I need you are asking her to cut you a break. Why are you asking her to do that? And they all felt a little bit embarrassed. I said, let me put this into perspective for you. How many realtors in this room, I think there were 5 at a time. You all can answer this question as well. How many realtors in the room love it when your buyer or seller reduces your commission and negotiates it down? Do you love that?
Yeah, it's my favorite thing ever. I love it.
Why in the hell would you ask somebody else to do it if you don't like it? Why are you doing that? Because you're taught as realtors to pinch people for money to host an event. I'm doing this for you, you help me pay for it. I'm doing this for you, you help me pay. That's what you're taught as realtors. That's not how a corporation grows. That's how a realtor grows.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to be? I want to be a corporation. So now, what I said to the realtor, or the photographer was, everybody was right there. I said to her, I would like to pay you $350, $100 over your normal rate. She looked at me, smiling from ear to ear, and said, why would you do that? And I said, because you just fell in love with me. And she started to laugh in front of everybody. And I turned to the other 5 agents and I said, who do you think she's going to jump higher for, me or you? You're making $12,000 on that commission, and you're asking her to cut you a break on the $250 photos. You should be embarrassed. Why would you do that to your partner? But you don't like it done to you. I'm teaching you how to run a corporation, not be a chintzy ass realtor. Oh crap, this is recorded, isn't it? See if you
Good.
cut that out.
Good.
So my point to you guys, if you understand that point right there, you guys are saying, well, we're going to pay for this, and you already did enough for me. Stop. I don't want somebody to lose. Well, I made $12,000. It's okay me giving up $400. It's not about money. Don't make it about money. It's the impact you had in somebody's life. That's why you grow. Not because you cut costs, cut fees, and did something that reduced your value. It doesn't make sense to me. I do the exact opposite. I will happily overpay for something. That person loves me even more, works harder for me even more, goes through a bigger fire for me even more. That's what I'm looking for. I want to get a call from you that you're going to want me to do $250 photos for $150. I want a call from you. I'm busy. The hell is that?
Right.
Think about that concept, folks.
Paul, can I role play something with you real quick?
I would love that.
All right, you're the realtor. I'm the seller. We're in a listing appointment, and I'm going to be asking you to deduct your commission.
So I wrote that in my book. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, are we ready to go?
I was ready yesterday, bro. Come on.
Okay.
So
Paul.
Let's do something first before we start. I got to help you understand something.
Okay.
People tell me this all the time. Paul, help me get out of this situation. I said, it's hard for me to pull you out of a burning building when you set the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, dirty words. Here it is. It's not called a listing appointment. First and foremost, when you say listing appointment, that infers an audition. Would you rather go on an audition or know that you already have the part? So when you say I'm going on a listing appointment, you're essentially saying I'm going on an audition. And here's the crazy part. Fellow realtors wish you luck. Break a leg, Larry. It's insane. So what we've done was we've allowed the environment to frame us. I say you must frame the environment. So in place of calling a listing appointment, I'm going to use the words, I'm about to celebrate settlement with my client.